Witness history in the making as SpaceX's Falcon 9 rocket soaring through the skies at Vandenberg Space Force Base. In this incredible footage, catch a glimpse of the transformative event that will shape the future of space exploration. India's new space giant, India's new Space India Limited, joins forces with SpaceX, launching a groundbreaking high-capacity communications satellite. Watch in awe as the Falcon 9 lifts off, embodying the culmination of innovation, technology, and human ambition. Join us as we unravel the mysteries of the universe and embark on a thrilling journey of space discovery. Don't miss out on this epic collaboration. So, space lovers, this one's for you. Let's find out everything in today's episode.
Hello everyone, welcome back to another episode of my channel.
SpaceX launched a Falcon 9 rocket from Vandenberg Space Force Base Tuesday, January 2nd. With 15 V2 mini satellites on board, as well as 6 of the latest technology, direct-to-cell satellites capable of connecting directly with your cell phone. The 4,700 kilograms GSAT-20 aims to surpass existing payload capacities, marking a pivotal moment in India's space exploration journey. Now NSL, the commercial arm of India's space agency, aims to strengthen the nation's broadband communication, especially in remote and unconnected regions. The GSAT-20 satellite, fully owned and operated by NSL, is poised to offer the groundbreaking capacity of 48 gigabytes per second. And this strategic move not only elevates India's technology capabilities but also addresses the crucial need for enhanced connectivity. While the collaboration with SpaceX represents a major milestone, it's part of a larger narrative involving Elon Musk's interest in expanding his ventures in India. That is beyond the satellite launch. Discussions are underway for Musk's Starlink satellite broadband to enter the Indian markets. Additionally, there's contemplation on a Tesla factory in India, signaling a broader partnership that could shape the future of technology and communications in the country. After the first stage separated, the booster landed on the drone. Shortly afterwards, the satellites were deployed to the constellation, which is now comprised of more than 5,000 satellites. In the wake of the inaugural 2023 mission, SpaceX, under Elon Musk's leadership, brought about a monumental shift in global communication methods. This transformative event unfolded with the launch of SpaceX's initial rocket for 2024 from Vandenberg Space Force Base in California. And India's new Space India Limited is teaming up with SpaceX's Falcon 9 rocket to launch a high-capacity communications satellite scheduled for the second quarter of this year. Alongside the deployment of Starlink version 2 mini satellites, the launch included 6 Starlink satellites designed for direct connectivity to standard 5G cell phones. The satellites mark the initial phase of a collaboration between SpaceX and T-Mobile, initially announced in 2022, aiming to integrate such connectivity. It signifies a significant leap forward for SpaceX's satellite internet constellation. SpaceX initially revealed plans for these satellites to be carried aboard their Starship Super Heavy rocket. However, due to substantial delays in the rocket's development, the Starlink version 2 mini satellites commenced deployment aboard SpaceX's dependable Falcon 9 rocket. In the August 2022 event, attended by SpaceX founder Elon Musk and T-Mobile CEO and President Mike Sievert, Musk described this new addition as a significant game-changer that could eradicate global dead zones in connectivity. The satellites are anticipated to offer direct-to-cell phone 5G connectivity for T-Mobile customers. However, SpaceX plans to initiate text messaging capabilities from space this year in collaboration with cellular operators. Voice and data connectivity are anticipated to be available by 2025. It's important to note that the company still requires regulatory permission to commercially offer these services. This will likely take some time. Initially, SpaceX mentioned that the data connection would be restricted to between 2 and 4 megabits per second for each cellular zone. Musk has since updated this speed to 7 megabits per cell zone. This will allow for mobile phone connectivity anywhere on Earth. Note, this only supports around 7 megabits per beam, and the beams are very big, so while this is a great solution for locations with no cellular connectivity, it's not meaningfully competitive with existing terrestrial cellular networks, Musk shared. While quite slow, this level of connectivity could potentially rival Apple's SOS via satellite services, which are supported by their collaboration with Globalstar. This particular connectivity has already proven to be life-saving on multiple occasions. Although these two types of connections might compete in certain aspects, they differ significantly. Apple relies on a proprietary communication method with added hardware integrated into iPhones, whereas SpaceX will utilize the more standardized 5G signal. Presently, SpaceX has carrier partners in various countries, including the US, Australia, Canada, New Zealand, Japan, Switzerland, and Chile. Collaborated with these partners enables SpaceX to utilize 5G wavelengths dedicated to these specific nations. If more cell carriers globally strike agreements with SpaceX's Starlink, reciprocal roaming could extend this basic connectivity to even more regions worldwide, offering life-saving connectivity to any standard 5G cell phone regardless of location. The prosperous launch of the T-Mobile service marks the commencement of a bustling year for SpaceX. We are aiming for 144 launches in 2024, 12 per month. The launch system pads, recovery, flight hardware needs to be capable of 13 per month, so we can play catch-up when planned maintenance, debacles, and weather inevitably slow us down. Stated Kiko Dancho, VP of Launch at SpaceX in a recent announcement. This translates to one launch every 2.8 days, a rhythm that would have been inconceivable just a few years ago. However, SpaceX has a track record of reshaping our perceptions of what's achievable in spaceflight, making that ambitious targets seem entirely within reach. Around two-thirds of SpaceX's launches in 2023 focused on expanding Starlink, the company's satellite internet mega-constellation. This trend is likely to persist in 2024 as the network is far from being completed. This year will witness more astronaut launches by SpaceX. According to plans, SpaceX aims to launch 5 astronaut missions. The Crew 8 and Crew 9 flights for NASA are scheduled for February and August respectively. Axiom's AX-3 mission is set for January 17 and AX-4 is anticipated for no earlier than October. Additionally, in April, SpaceX intends to launch Polaris Dawn, a free-flying mission to low Earth orbit that will include the first-ever spacewalk by a private astronaut. Last year, SpaceX executed 96 orbital missions with its primary workhorse, the Falcon 9 rocket, handling 91 of those missions. The company's robust Falcon Heavy managed the remaining 5. In 2023, 2 crucial test flights of Starship took place, representing SpaceX's belief in revolutionizing spaceflight and exploration with this colossal and highly potent rocket. These test flights of Starship occurred at SpaceX's Starbase facility in South Texas, happening in April and November of the previous year. Both missions aimed to propel the rocket's upper stage most of the way around the Earth, but the intended splashdown set for a specific area in the Pacific near Hawaii. The initial April flight was short-lived and encountered numerous significant issues. Starship faced challenges such as the failure of its 2 stages to detach, prompting SpaceX to intentionally terminate the tumbling vehicle just 4 minutes after liftoff. Starship showed progress during its second flight. All 33 Raptor engines of the Super Heavy fired as intended and the booster successfully separated from the upper stage. However, this mission also concluded prematurely with the upper stage being destroyed approximately 8 minutes after liftoff. The wait for the third flight shouldn't be long. Just last week, SpaceX conducted engine tests on its latest Starship prototype, aiming to launch it as soon as it secures a license from the U.S. Federal Aviation Administration. The FAA is currently overseeing an investigation into the events of the November Starship flight. Additionally, SpaceX 4 days post the static fire involving 33 Raptor engines under Booster 10, SpaceX recently returned the first stage of the upcoming flight test to the production site. This marks the second significant test for Flight 3 Starship, and it's anticipated to be the conclusive assessment for Booster 10 following an earlier 6-engine static fire trial for the second stage. These tests are essential for SpaceX to validate the engine's integrity and the rocket booster's overall readiness for the imminent flight test. During the Super Heavy Booster 10 static fire, the substantial mist clouds witnessed were a result of the water deluge system in action. Once the Raptor engines ignited, the Orbital Launch Mount's deluge system released a significant volume of water toward the Starship engine bay, or the AFT, as it's called. The intensely high temperatures from the 33 Raptor engines convert the water into steam and mist. Furthermore, the force from the mammoth 16.5 million pounds of thrust disperses the water across a wide radius around the orbital launch mount. This process is a protective measure, guarding the OLM against potential damage akin to what occurred post the Starship Flight 1. Firebase engineers removed Booster 10 from the orbital launch mount a day following the 33-engine static fire test. After the holiday break, an SPMT or self-propelled modular transporter equipped with 8 counterweights made its way to the launch site and ferried our illustrious booster back to the production site. I'm eager to recount this incredible moment of Booster 10's journey. Just imagine, despite the multitude of cameras and radars assisting, the driver skillfully maneuvering this unimaginably colossal creation, definitely navigating right-angle turns. Once back at home, Booster 10 was carefully relocated into the Mega Bay, marking the next stage of its journey. SpaceX's decision to move Booster 10 might be attributed to 2 primary reasons, either for enhancements or due to uncertainties regarding the Flight 3 schedule. For starters, the relocation sets the stage for Booster 10's final flight preparation. It allows SpaceX to potentially address any issues with malfunctioning Raptors, providing an opportunity for replacement if necessary. Additionally, the departure of B-10 offers the SpaceX team a chance to review and upgrade the launch pad following the last static fire test. Shortly after B-10's departure from the launch site, a new liquid oxygen pump was delivered. Considering all possible OLS or orbital launch site pump locations were filled a few days ago, it seems likely that this is a replacement. The second reason behind the B-10 relocation might be related to its launch schedule, indicating the possibility of adjustments or uncertainties regarding the intended launch date. While SpaceX is aiming to conduct the Flight 3 test of its Starship system soon, the exact timing remains uncertain. The company is awaiting a launch license from the Federal Aviation Administration, or the FAA for short, which is currently overseeing an investigation into Flight 2. The FAA is unlikely to grant a license for Flight 3 until this investigation concludes and any necessary corrective actions are implemented by SpaceX should they be required. The second launch of the Starship Flight 2 faced several delays due to the lack of environmental compliance approval from the FAA. The timing of this approval may occur either earlier or later than expected, potentially leading to unexpected extensions of the flight date, depending on the unfolding situation. For Flight 3, SpaceX is aiming to rectify previous issues in hopes of successfully sending Starship SN-28 on a trajectory halfway around Earth, ultimately performing a controlled landing in the ocean off the coast of Hawaii, specifically the island of Kauai. And that's about it for today's episode. Thank you so much for tuning in, and that's all for today's update. If you enjoyed watching and found it useful, please make sure to subscribe to my channel and hit the like button. And if you want to support our channel and if you want to be up to date, you can become an exclusive member, so click on our perks through the link in the description below. Thanks to watching and see you next time. By the way, are you familiar TalkTalk Philippines app? TalkTalk is a delivery service app designed to connect more people by delivering items door to door. For more information, download the TalkTalk app, here down below.